What's up everyone, this is Vince with MarvelousMarketing.online here with another video today on social media engagement strategy tips to boost followers and trust in 2020. If you're looking for an engagement strategy that'll increase your traffic, keep your audience hooked, and bring you new customers, then keep on watching this video. Before we get started, I want to make sure you already hit that like button, make sure you're already subscribed, and make sure you already press that notification bell because I release videos every single week on how to grow your online presence through digital marketing. Now let's get into it. First tip number one is be consistent. But what do I mean by be consistent? I mean I want you to make content so you can be consistent on social media. So in order to increase your engagement on social media, you have to give people content to engage with. So what I want you to do is pick 1 to 2 platforms that you want to go all in on. I want you to create content and curate content that's specific to those platforms. Once you created that content, then I want you to start posting. This will tell the social network that you're an active user on there and you want to start interacting with users. So going along with that, I said you have to create content, but this has to be specific content that matters. So I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions when it comes to creating content. The first question is it relevant? Does it pertain or does it relate to your audience? Is it content that your audience is looking for? Is it answering their questions that they have? Are you providing the content that your audience is looking for? It has to relate to what you're doing and has to be relevant for it to matter to your audience. You're creating content that your audience is already looking for, that your audience wants to find the answers to. Okay, question number 2, is your content interesting? Now, what I mean by if your content is interesting, are you presenting it in a certain way that's captivating your audience, that's making them want to watch your video? You can't give the content in a boring, monotonous way. You see if I talk like, hey guys, welcome to my video. I hope you enjoy this video on how to create a social media strategy. No, like that's so boring, okay? You wanna be passionate when you're delivering this to your audience. You wanna be enthusiastic because if you're not giving it in a certain way, your audience isn't gonna be engaged and not wanna interact with your content in the first place. So make sure you're delivering it in a way that is interesting to your followers. And finally, question number 3, does your content solve a problem? So you're creating this content in order to help your audience. And at the end of the day, is your content serving a purpose? Show them that your content has all the answers to their questions. This will place you as the expert in that field and therefore build your trust and credibility within your niche. So you need to make sure that all of your content is answering those questions that your audience has. Tip number 2 is be social. I've mentioned this in a bunch of my videos before, but you need to be social on social media. What's the purpose of being on there if you're not going to be social? Platforms favor profiles that are active, that are being social, that want to engage with people. So the second tip is to just always be social on there. What you need to do is respond to every comment, respond to every DM, be active when people are trying to interact with you. When someone comments, it gives you a chance to build that relationship, build that trust, and potentially gain a new client. So right now you're looking at me like, Vince, I just started, okay? I don't get that much comments on my stuff. No one engages with me. So what I want you to do, if nobody engages with you, is engage with them. Go look for them. Don't wait for them to come to you. You go to them. I want you to go to a popular page, someone who's in the same niche as you, and you start commenting on one of their popular posts. You start interacting with the audience that they already have. You can heart their comments, you can respond and like their comments. When you start doing that, what that does is that it triggers the platform and it also notifies the person you're trying to talk to that you're trying to talk to them, you're trying to have an interaction. And usually when that happens, the person will either respond or they'll even take a look at your profile just because you were trying to interact with them and engage with them. And therefore, once you start having the conversation, you get to meet more people and you bring more people into what you're doing. You're having a really good conversation with them already. But when you're doing this, I don't want you to be spammy. I'm not saying go to their profile or go to those comments and say, hey, give me a follow. I do the same thing. Or look at my stuff. My stuff is better. You don't want to be spammy when it comes to these things. What I want you to do is leave a thoughtful comment and engage them in a conversation. Try to bring them into your own world. So then you get help to build that relationship and build that credibility within you and that person already. You don't even know, that person might end up becoming one of your clients because they like you for who you are and things you're providing to them. Another engagement hack I wanted to give to you, I actually learned this the other day from one of the people that I follow. Her name's Jasmine Starr and she gave this really good tip. What you can do is comment on your followers' post. Show them some support. They already follow you and show you support. So if you return the favor, that actually helps you a lot because they're already following you for a specific reason. So for sure they'll want to engage and have the conversation with you. That helps not only to boost your engagement, but it also helps to build that relationship, build that rapport with one of your followers then again, you don't know, they might end up telling their friends more like, hey, look, this person interacted with me when they don't even know me. So it helps to build that credibility even more and could even bring more followers to you. When you're commenting on other profiles, engage them in a meaningful conversation that shows that you're a real person, a genuine person, and an expert in the field. So tip number 3, leveraging your analytics. So your analytics are like your secret tool. To understanding your audience. What it shows you is when your audience is online, what content they resonated most with, and basically when's the best time to post so your audience can see your content. So the more in tune you are with this, the better you'll be able to serve your audience and grow your engagement. Tip number 4, use stories. And I'm sure you all have heard about this before, but you need to be using your Facebook stories and your Instagram stories especially. Stories are, first of all, another fantastic way to reach out and engage with your audience. Some stats for you. Nearly 1.7 billion accounts use a stories format daily. 500 million users now use Instagram stories every single day. 1 in 4 millennials and Gen Zers look the stories of the products and services they want to buy, and 15 to 25% of people swipe up on a link in branded stories. So if you're using stories to even just run ads, apparently 15 to 25% of people will swipe up on it. So it's a great way to run ads and to engage with your audience. So not only is stories a great tool for you to engage with your audience, there's also engagement tools and stickers that are in there that you can use to engage with your audience more. There's a quiz icon that you can pick, and what that does is you can ask your audience, what's my favorite food? Then you can put pizza, burritos, burgers, and then you have them select which one is which or which one is right, and then they pick it, and then it'll show them, oh, were they right, or oh, were they wrong? You can do a little poll that way where it's like a yes answer or a no answer. And there's also even a question icon that you can put on your stories that you can say, hey, ask me any question, and then your audience then can input their question, and then you can answer them. All those are great tactics and tools that you can use to help boost your engagement, even on your stories, and therefore to your profile. A little quick Instagram story hack. You can input the location and actually use up to 10 hashtags on each story to help more people find your page. But you potentially can come in front of a lot of people just by adding those hashtags on your stories. So my last and my final tip is use call to actions, use your CTAs. So what do they do in the first place? They give your audience a direction. You tell them where to go. You can direct them to your website. You can direct them to another post, maybe another platform for them to follow you on. They're a great supplement to your caption right at the end of it. Kind of give more direction for your audience. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. You can tell me which one is best. This one says, click here to see a new video. And this one says, click here and tell us which tip in this brand new video was most helpful to you. Let us know in the comments below. You want to use CTAs to keep the interaction and the conversation going between you and your audience. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So I know if you practice all of these social media engagement strategy tips, you're going to see solid returns from your social media efforts. Remember to always encourage engagement within your audience. It'll boost your popularity and relevance within your niche. Remember, when you're doing social media, this is a long tail game. You're not going to grow your following overnight. You have to be patient, you have to stay consistent, and you have to stay intentional in your strategy. Let me know in the comments below which tip you liked most and which one do you use every day to boost your engagement. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget, be marvelous.